Have you ever stopped to think that some of the foods you've been told are good for you might actually be doing the opposite? That something as simple, as innocent, as a vegetable, yes, a vegetable, could quietly raise your risk of stroke overnight? Now, picture this for a moment. You just finished your dinner. Maybe it was a colorful plate, a mix of greens, a little garlic here and there, maybe even some tomato stew. You sit back, feeling satisfied, proud even, because you're eating healthy. You've been trying to take care of yourself. But what if, right there on that plate, lies something your doctor never warned you about? Something that could raise your blood pressure while you sleep, thicken your blood before morning, or make your arteries just a little tighter, one meal at a time? I know that sounds unbelievable. After all, we've been told since childhood, eat your vegetables, they're good for you. And yes, most of them are. But here's the thing nobody really talks about. Not every vegetable stays friendly to your heart once you cross a certain age. The same foods that once protected your health can start working against you as your body changes with time. You see, your system isn't the same as it used to be. Your metabolism slows down. Your blood vessels become more delicate. Your body handles nutrients differently. And when you keep feeding it certain strong vegetables, even the so-called healthy ones, they can trigger something dangerous, a sudden increase in stroke risk, even overnight. Now, before you panic or swear off greens forever, don't. Because this isn't about fear. It's about awareness. It's about understanding what really happens inside your body so you can make wiser choices. Because the truth is, once you know better, you do better. And I'll tell you this. Some of these vegetables are sitting in your fridge right now. They look innocent. They taste great. And you've probably eaten them 100 times this month alone, believing you're protecting your heart, when in fact, you might be silently straining it. So, in this video, we're going to talk about 3 strong vegetables that research shows can quietly raise stroke risk, especially in older adults. I'll break down exactly why they do it, what happens inside your body when you eat them, and the smart, simple swaps you can make starting today. And trust me, you want to stick around until the end, because the third vegetable? It's one almost every household has, and most people have no clue how much damage it can do when eaten the wrong way. Now before we dive in, I want to hear from you. What vegetable do you eat almost every day, thinking it's completely healthy? Is it spinach? Garlic? Maybe tomatoes? Drop it in the comments. Let's see how many of us are unknowingly making the same mistake. And hey, if you truly care about keeping your heart strong, your mind sharp, and your golden years free from preventable health scares, then take a second right now to hit that like button and subscribe to Senior Wellness Secret. Because on this channel, we don't just talk about health, we uncover the truth behind it, one secret at a time. Now, grab your tea, sit back, and let's uncover what's really hiding in your vegetables. Vegetable number 1, spinach, the healthy hero that turns risky in excess. Picture this. Grace, a 68-year-old retired teacher. Every morning, without fail, she blended her favorite green smoothie, frozen bananas, almond milk, and 2 generous handfuls of fresh spinach. She said it made her feel alive. And honestly, who wouldn't believe that? Spinach is green, natural, packed with iron and vitamins. The perfect start to the day, right? Tea? But after a few months, Grace began noticing something strange. She would wake up feeling lightheaded. Sometimes, when she bent down to tie her shoes, her vision blurred for a few seconds. She felt a dull pressure behind her eyes, something she couldn't explain. At first, she thought it was just old age, or maybe her glasses needed changing. But deep down, she felt something wasn't right. When her doctor ran some tests, everything looked fine. Her diet, her exercise, her sleep. Until they checked one thing most people ignore. Her oxalate levels. You see, spinach, though full of nutrients, is also one of the richest sources of oxalates. Oxalates are natural compounds found in plants, but when they build up, they can harden into tiny crystals inside your body. They can strain your kidneys, thicken your blood, and make it harder for your body to flush out waste efficiently. And for seniors whose circulation and metabolism slow down, that buildup can quietly raise stroke risk, especially when the body can't keep up. Now, don't get me wrong. Spinach isn't the enemy. But here's the truth most people don't realize: too much of a good thing can quietly turn harmful. Most of us think, the greener, the better. We load up our plates thinking we're doing something amazing for our hearts. But your body at 60 or 70 doesn't process food the same way it did at 30. It's more delicate. It needs balance, not overload. So, what should you do instead? You don't have to give up spinach completely. Just be smart with it. Steam or lightly cook your spinach instead of eating it raw. This simple step breaks down most of those oxalates. Alternate it with other low oxalate greens like kale or lettuce. And most importantly, drink plenty of water throughout the day to help your kidneys flush out what your body doesn't need. Grace made these small changes, and within weeks, the dizziness faded. Her energy returned. She still enjoys her greens, but this time, her body thanks her for it. Now, that's one vegetable down. But the next one, it's even trickier. Because unlike spinach, this one doesn't just affect your kidneys or oxalates. It can quietly change the way your blood flows, and in some cases, push it to F. Vegetable number 2, garlic, the heart helper that can go too far. Meet James. 72 years old. He's the kind of man who takes his health seriously: morning walks, balanced meals, and supplements neatly lined up on his kitchen shelf. A few months ago, after watching a health program, he started taking garlic capsules every morning. He'd heard garlic lowers cholesterol, improves heart health, and thins the blood, a natural miracle. At first, he felt great. His blood pressure dropped slightly, his cholesterol numbers looked better. But then, something unexpected started happening. He'd stand up from his chair and feel dizzy. His nose would bleed without warning. Sometimes, he'd feel weak and confused, like his body couldn't catch up. What James didn't realize was that garlic, while powerful, is also potent. It naturally thins your blood. And when you combine it with medications like aspirin or warfarin, which many seniors take, the effect multiplies. Your blood can become too thin. And when that happens, your risk of a hemorrhagic stroke, a bleeding stroke, increases dramatically. In this type of stroke, a blood vessel in the brain bursts. And instead of the brain being starved of blood, it gets flooded with it. The damage is sudden and often devastating. The mistake James made is one many people make. He believed that because it was natural, it was automatically safe. But nature's strongest remedies also require balance, especially in aging bodies. The line between helpful and harmful can be thinner than you think. So, what's the right way to enjoy garlic safely? Use it in your meals, not as a daily supplement, unless your doctor recommends it. A clove or two a day is more than enough for most people. Avoid large doses if you're already taking blood-thinning medications. And if you love herbal remedies, that's fine. Just make sure your doctor knows what you're combining. James didn't stop using garlic completely. He simply cut back, and under his doctor's guidance, found the right balance. Now his pressure stays steady, his energy's back, and he still enjoys his favorite dishes safely. But we're not done yet. Because the next vegetable, the third one, is the most surprising of all. It's not exotic. It's not rare. In fact, it's sitting in nearly every kitchen right now. It's colorful, tasty, and one of the first things people turn to when they want to eat healthier. Yet, when prepared the wrong way, it can quietly spike your blood pressure and raise your stroke risk overnight. Vegetable number 3, tomatoes, the hidden sodium trap. Let's talk about Evelyn. 74, a kind-hearted grandmother who loves cooking. Her favorite dinner? A warm bowl of tomato soup with bread, comforting, rich, and easy to make. She told everyone it was her healthy meal, full of vitamins and antioxidants. But a few months later, her blood pressure readings began creeping up. She couldn't understand why. She barely used table salt, avoided fried foods, and stayed active. What she didn't realize was that her tomato soup, the one that came from a can, was loaded with sodium. And not just a little. Some canned tomato products have more salt in one serving than you should eat in an entire day. That hidden sodium builds up quietly, tightening your blood vessels, forcing your heart to pump harder, and raising your stroke risk, sometimes overnight. Here's what's tricky: tomatoes themselves are healthy. They're rich in lycopene, great for your skin, eyes, and heart. But the danger comes from how they are processed. Tomato sauces, pastes, soups, and even bottled juices are often packed with salt and preservatives to improve taste and shelf life. And for seniors, whose bodies don't flush sodium as efficiently, this becomes a silent threat. You might think, but I don't even taste the salt. Exactly. You won't. Because it's hidden deep within the product. And over time, even small amounts add up. That constant sodium overload makes your blood pressure spike, sometimes while you sleep. And that's how something as harmless as a bowl of soup can quietly set the stage for a stroke. So what can you do? Choose fresh or homemade tomato-based meals whenever possible. If you do buy canned or bottled products, always check the label. Look for low sodium or no salt added. Aim for less than 140 milligrams of sodium per serving. And to balance things out, eat potassium-rich foods like bananas or avocados. They help neutralize sodium's effects naturally. Evelyn made this simple switch. She started blending her own fresh tomatoes at home, seasoning them with herbs instead of salt. And within a few weeks, her blood pressure readings began to normalize again. No more mystery spikes. No more fear. Just a quiet sense of control. So, we've seen it now: spinach, garlic, tomatoes. 3 strong vegetables, each with their own hidden side. They're not villains. They're simply misunderstood. Even healthy foods can become harmful when the balance is lost, and that truth can be hard to swallow, especially when it concerns the ones you love. But knowing the truth? That's power. Because awareness turns confusion into control, and control into protection. It's tough, isn't it? You do everything right, or at least, everything you thought was right. You swap sugar for fruits, you fill your plate with greens, you try to stay active even on the days your knees argue with you. Yet somehow, the rules keep changing. The very foods that once kept you strong, now come with warnings you never imagined. And maybe, just maybe, you've watched it happen before. A loved one who ate clean, walked every morning, and still suffered a stroke. You stood there, confused, asking yourself how? How could someone who took such good care of themselves suddenly lose everything overnight? It's a heavy thought, isn't it? Because you realize, this isn't just about food. It's about trust. It's about all the years you believed you were doing the right thing, and now discovering that your body at 60, 70, or 80 doesn't play by the same rules it did at 40. But here's the good news: you're no longer in the dark. You're not afraid anymore, because now, you know. You're informed. And that gives you something far more powerful than fear: it gives you control. See, knowledge like this isn't meant to scare you. It's meant to prepare you. Because when you understand what's really going on, when you know which foods to limit, which combinations to avoid, and which habits truly protect your heart, you stop guessing. You start living smarter. So tonight, when you walk into your kitchen, take a slow look around. Open your fridge. Peek into your vegetable basket. Look at your sauces, your supplements, your greens. That spinach, that beet juice, that kale powder you sprinkle every morning, do they still deserve a spot on your plate? Make one small change, just one. Maybe you swap out that overprocessed green smoothie mix for a fresh, balanced meal. Maybe you drink more water. Maybe you cut back on that heart-healthy dressing that's secretly loaded with sodium. Whatever it is, it matters. Because one change can save a life. Your life. Or the life of someone you love. Remember this: stroke prevention doesn't come from fear. It doesn't come from panic or guilt. It comes from awareness. And awareness starts here, with you. Taking time to learn, to question, to understand what your body truly needs. You see, growing older doesn't mean losing strength. It means gaining wisdom. And the wiser you become about what goes into your body, the stronger, steadier, and more vibrant your future can be. So, take a deep breath. You're doing something incredible right now. You're taking charge. You're rewriting your health story. And I promise you this, every little step you take toward awareness brings you one step closer to the healthy, independent life you deserve. Because you are not powerless. You are prepared. And that makes all the difference. NCE. Let's take a moment to recap what we've uncovered today. We talked about 3 everyday vegetables: spinach, garlic, and processed tomato products. Now, don't get me wrong, these aren't bad foods. In fact, they've helped many people stay healthy for years. But here's the truth most people don't hear: when balance is lost, when the body starts changing with age, when certain conditions set in like high blood pressure or thinning blood, even the healthiest foods can turn risky. Let's take a moment to recap what we've uncovered today. We talked about 3 everyday vegetables: spinach, garlic, and processed tomato products. Now, don't get me wrong, these aren't bad foods. In fact, they've helped many people stay healthy for years. But here's the truth most people don't hear: when balance is lost, when the body starts changing with age, when certain conditions set in like high blood pressure or thinning blood, even the healthiest foods can turn risky. Spinach, rich in nutrients, yes, but also loaded with vitamin K, which can interfere with blood thinners and throw your heart rhythm off balance. Garlic, powerful for immunity, but when overused, it can thin the blood too much and trigger sudden dizziness or nosebleeds. And those processed tomato products, sauces, pastes, soups, they might taste innocent, but hidden sodium and acidity can quietly raise your stroke risk overnight. Now, this isn't about fear. It's about awareness. And awareness means you get to choose better. You can still enjoy these foods, but in moderation, with understanding, and with wisdom. So, tell me, which of these surprised you the most? Was it the spinach? The garlic? Or the tomato sauce sitting quietly in your pantry? Drop it in the comments. I truly want to hear from you. Because your experience might be the very story that helps another senior avoid a health scare. I read every single one of your comments, and your words, they matter here. This is more than a channel, it's a community of people learning to stay safe, strong, and steady together. And if this video opened your eyes, if it made you pause and think, wow, I never knew that, then give it a thumbs up. It helps more seniors find this kind of truth, the kind that's buried under marketing and myths. And if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. Because here on Senior Wellness Secret, we don't just talk about aging, we talk about thriving. We uncover the facts, the studies, and the daily habits that help you age strong, steady, and smart. You've just taken another step toward protecting your heart, your brain, and your peace of mind. And I'm proud of you for that. So until next time, stay strong, stay informed, and remember, it's never too late to protect your wellness. Because every wise choice you make today shapes the healthy, independent life you deserve tomorrow. I'll see you in the next video.